What is going on, everyone? It's your boy Ethan. Hope you're having a great day. Today we are going to be playing at the Win, and we play a $1,600 bounty tournament. It's a mystery bounty, it's a lot of fun, and it's only prevalent on day 2. Anyways, this one we're starting things off at day 1, and spoiler alert, when you play tournaments, you experience a little bit of pain, so let's just jump right into bullet number 1. Preface, bullet number 1, I'm keeping track of the bullets. That's a spoiler right there. We pick up pocket 10s here, and there is an early position open, and I'm starting with like 30,000 in chips, which is give or take 30 big blinds. Out of position here in the small blind, I decide to go all in with this hand. It's pretty darn good. Then the big blind decides to go all in himself. He covers me. He has aces. The other person that already raised apparently went all in. Whatever, it's a three-way all in. I have 10s, run into aces and ace-jack, and that's one way to brick the first bullet. Okay, things didn't work out. We're gonna rebuy, of course. I'm not a quitter. Bullet number 2, another $1,600 into this Win Mystery Bounty Tournament. We're into level 7 now at this point. Blinds are 500, 1,000, 1,000, and starting with 30,000 in chips. I pick up jacks. Awesome. Another great starting hand, especially early on in this tournament. So I decided to raise it up to 2,200. It's a cutoff 3-bet to 6,300. Then a button 4-bet to 17K. And look, I don't know, jacks, 30 big blinds, certainly could fold, as most people don't 4-bet super light, but I think I'm gonna go with this hand because why the hell not? I rip it all in because it's only 30 big blinds, so once again, committing my stack pretty early on with this new buy-in. Folds around to the button 4-bet, and he has aces. What do you know? Jacks don't hold 20% chance to win this one, and I did not hit that 20% chance. So I get out of my table because I have no more chips in front of me. Walk back to the Win rebuy area and get familiar with the cashiers. Buying for bullet number 3. Okay, third time's a charm, that's the saying. Anyways, I sit down at this branding table, and the very first hand I get dealt, pocket queens under the gun. Magical, finally. Okay, didn't win with 10s, didn't win with jacks, but queens. We're gonna win this one. I raised to 2,200, plus 1 immediately to my left, 3 bets to 8,500, folds all the way back to me, and easy decision, 30 big blinds, pocket queens, premium. I push, I'm all in, snap call. He has pocket kings. Holy crap, that is unbelievable. I have 20% chance to win, once again, running into another overpair. Kings holds because that's, you know, pretty fair, to be quite honest. I'm not really mad about that. But 3 bullets in, down the drain, all within the same 40-minute time period. And this is when I decide that maybe recording some live reactions and a mid-session update, give or take, would be a good idea. So let's roll the tape. Let's go into what happened real-time live.
Holy fuck. I had to pull up the camera. This is ridiculous. 3 buy-ins. I don't know what the hell's happening, but I think I'm gonna fire a 4th. If this doesn't work out, then I'm gonna call it a day for poker for me. This has been as brutal as it gets. I haven't even played like an hour of poker, I think. I played like maybe 40 minutes of poker in total of 3 buy-ins. All right, on to the 4th. Wish me luck. It's getting very expensive. People say buy-in number 4 is the lucky one, right? So let's hop into it. Another $1,600 into the rebuy line. We go into level 9. Blinds are 600, 1,200, 1,200, and I pick up pocket kings with about 26K in stack. Okay, this is a good one when the low jack opens up the action to 2,500 here. With only 20 big blinds with pocket kings in position, I'm happy to just make the call. The big blind calls as well, so just the 3 of us to a flop of 8-7-4 rainbow. Pretty connected flop, and action checks to me. Not really sure that any of these players actually connected with this board, but still have to bet for value in case somehow someone has anything here. I bet out 3,500, and to my surprise, both players actually call, so surprised by that outcome, but at least we got some action. We're hoping to see a brick turn, which comes the 3 of spades. Okay, checks to me once again, and I have about 20,000 behind in my stack, and I think I can go either way with an all-in or another small bet. I decided on the latter option where I can bet small, then continue and just go all in pretty easily on whatever river comes. So I decide on 8,500, and sadly, with this sizing, it's not going to get any action. Both players fold, but it's one of the first hands we've ever won today in this tournament. I have no complaints about this outcome. From level 9, we go into level 10. Blinds have increased, and so did our hand strength. Picking up aces under the gun, what a sight to see. Maybe bullet number 4 is the real lucky one. I open things up to 3,500, and I get the button and big blind to make the call. So once again, 3 ways to a flop of 9-5-4, 2 spades. Here, with not a single spade in hand and the best pair possible, action checks to me, and I decide to bet out 3,500 once again. It's about a 1/3 sized bet, and the button makes the call. Big blind folds, so we're just going to a turn here, which comes a spade. Ew. Not really the card I'm looking to see, as the board is a lot more straightening, and obviously there's a flush out there. Not holding a spade as well, I decided to slow down and do some pot control. I check it over to him, and he thinks the pot control idea is just silly, and decides to bet out 7,500. Okay, for this sizing, I'm not going anywhere. Didn't check aces to fold them, that's for damn sure. I stick in 7,500 myself to match his bet. We're going to a river heads up now, hoping to just not see a spade. River comes a brick. It doesn't change the board whatsoever, and I'm going to check inflow. I'm okay with him checking back, to be quite honest, with a board that we're not too proud of or not too happy with. And ultimately, he ends up going all in. Oh, man. He covers me, and I have about 22,000 in stack. It has been a really frustrating day. I don't think that this player is going to be bluffing, considering the line that he took. And is there a way that I can ever win here with just one pair? Seems pretty optimistic at this point, but it's aces, and we're early in the tournament, so we've got to put our chip stack at risk to hopefully win a big pot here. Come on, let's hold. I make the call, and he shows us pocket nines. Top set just for him, and that's going to be good enough to scoop. We say goodbye and RIP to the $6,500 that we put into this tournament. And I guess we're going to be moving on to other things today. Well, 4 bullets down, and I don't have enough hands for a vlog yet, so I'm going to hop into the 510, because that's what I do as a content creator. I'm not really happy about it. I want to be done with poker today, but it is what it is. Need more hands for the vlog. Cash game people rejoice, because I'm playing some 510. I'm not tilted, but yeah, I'm down a bunch today already. Going to the 510, I'm going to be in for 15K. Wish us luck. Let's hop into the cash game streets and try to battle it out. Maybe we can get a little unstuck. Moving on from the tournament, we are into 510 cash games here at the Win, and I buy in for $15,000 here. With the straddle on for most of the night, we're playing 5, 10, 20, and one of the first hands, I pick up Ace, Queen of Hearts in the hijack. There's a straddle on board, and I decide to raise it up to $60 here. Get the cutoff to make the call, and then the other last player to act in position of us on the button, he 3-bets to $220. Action folds to me, and he's playing with about 4,000 to 5,000 behind. This is obviously a really good premium to have. Not going anywhere, I decide on making the call, and the cutoff comes along as well. So just the 3 of us, we're out of position though. When the flop comes King Jack 5 rainbow with 1 heart. Action checks to the button player, who bets out small for $200. Facing this 1/3 pot sizing with an overcard, a gut shot straight draw to Broadway, along with the backdoor flush draw, definitely have a lot going on for my hand, and good removal to a hand like Ace King as well. That's a pretty strong top holding. Anyways, for all those reasons said, I make the call for $200, and the cutoff gets out of the way. We're going to a turn, hoping to improve. It's the 9 of diamonds. Wrong red card for us, dealers. But now that Queen 10 is the nuts, not that relevant here. I check it over to him, and he bets out $900. Yeah, I'm out. I'm going to fold this one, and once again, just like the tournament, I am losing hands in cash games as well. I would really love to just win one big pot of significance, please. Okay, since Ace Queen of Hearts didn't work out, how about Ace King of Hearts? We're in the low jack, and I raise it up to $30 without the straddle on board. Action folds around to a small blind player who looks like a pro at this table. He 3-bets to 140. Well, action folds to me, and Ace King suited is definitely a premium, and one I'd love to get more money in. He also has about 10,000 in his stack, so playing plenty deep here, I decide to put in another raise, 4-bet it up to $370. Well, he doesn't think 5-betting is an option in his hand. He just makes the call, so we're off to a flop. Flop comes Queen 5-4, all diamonds. Once again, dealer, that is the wrong red suit. Small blind checks to me, and I have a whole lot of nothing besides 2 overcards to the board, but I decide to put in some aggression here. I bet out small to $230, and for this price, he thinks it's not enough. Doesn't fold, but he raises. Check raises it up to $880, and once again, in another position where I am forced to fold. Not happy and not like I want to fold, but I'm letting my cards go into the muck. With poker clearly not going well for me today, there's a $20 straddle, and I oblige and put in a $40 straddle because when you're stuck, there's only one way to make it back, which is bloating up the pot. With the $40 straddle on board, there's a cutoff open to $100, and action folds to me. I peel ace-8 off suits, and this is gonna be a pretty good hand. Going to defend here for only $60 more. I make the call and see a flop of king 5-5 rainbow. 1 spade out there and sitting with ace high, which is pretty strong on this board. I check, he bets out $60, and ace high, like I said, is pretty good. Expecting my hand to be winning here a lot of the time, but gotta fade some turns and rivers. I make the call for 60, and the turn comes the 4 of spades, so doesn't really change the board too much, but when I first start off with the check, he obliges with another check back. Let's go to a river, which comes the 9 of spades. This might be pretty fun, as I hold the ace of spades, and it could be a potential bluff candidate to check raise here. So I start off with a check with ace high and some showdown value. This player thinks about it for a long time, and ultimately ends up checking back. I show the ace high, but lose to 10-9 off suits. Okay. Dirty river once again. 0 for 3 in the cash games to start. So if I can't win in normal hold'em, why not try doing something else and experiment with a 6-way, $50, no limit hold'em, 1 board bomb pot. Bomb potting it, we go with $300 in the middle. We're off to a flop, which comes 10-6 deuce, 2 spades, and I look down at a premium, good-looking 6 deuce off suit. Good enough for bottom 2 pair, and the small blind here, first act, bets out $60. Then, next to act, to my right, raises to $260, and now it's on to me. Wow. It's really weird here in this spot, as the small blind is leading into the entire field, which seems like he has a pretty strong hand. Then, when the big blind raises him, he must have an even stronger range. But with 2 pair here, I certainly can't fold, and now it's a question of raising or making the call. And ultimately, I think raising is a little bit of an overplay with only bottom 2 pair, as we can lose to 10-6, 10 deuce, and some sets. Anyways, for 260, I just make the call. Action folds all the way around back to the small blind player, who decides that $260 is not enough. He puts in another raise, 3-betting it up to $880. The big blind now folds pretty quickly, and he just made a complete mess of this hand and wants to abort mission. Now it's on to me now. I'm in position now at least, and I think this is really tricky. Like I said, this is super strong for him to do this with, and I don't think he's going to be bluffing here. The other issue is that I hold the 6 of spades in my hand, so this player can't even have a semi-bluff like a pair and flush draw. So there's a lot of merit to just folding here, and especially with how the night's been going, I kind of want to do that. But I have 2 pair, and it seems like a sin to fold 2 pair on the flop so far, so how about I just make the call and maybe fold on bad runouts? That's the plan I have in mind. I'm going to be sticky for now and call, but definitely not feeling great about it. So when I make the call, we're going to a turn heads up, which comes the 4 of diamonds. And on this board that doesn't really change the board a whole lot, he continues once again, this time to $1,540. Holy crap. Today has been pretty damn horrible when it comes to cards, and I really wouldn't be surprised here if I'm beat, considering how much strength he's repping right now. In-game, you won't really believe it, but I really wanted to fold this one, but ultimately, I end up just sticking it in $1,540. I make the call with a good amount to play for behind as well. Pretty much just hoping to fade a spade and also hoping that he only has a spade draw. We're off to a river, which comes the disastrous 5 of spades. 4-liner on the board, flush draw gets there, and I don't think I beat a single thing. Anyways, he actually checks to me, which is a huge sigh of relief. Maybe my hand can be good here, but I'm happy to just get this to showdown. No need to bet because I don't really get called by much worse. I check this one back, and he surprisingly shows us Queen 10 for just top pair, and my 6 deuce is going to win it, so believe it or not, did not expect to win this hand, but found one of those very small hands that I did beat as played, and wow, first hand we win in the cash game streets, and I'm happy that it's a big one. Things look like they're on the right trend as I pick up queens on the button, and that's not even the best part. The better part is that there's a $20 straddle, thank God, and a $40 straddle. So playing 5, 10, 20, 40 here, and I have queens. There's an early position limp of $40, then the hijack raised to $160. This is the same player that I actually beat last time who overvalued top pair. And when the cutoff makes the call, let's have a lot of fun. Seems like there's a lot of money in the middle and a lot of people interested in this pot. I decided to put in a 3-bet and raise it up to 650. Action folds all the way back around to the hijack who raised pre-flop and announces these 2 magical words. Right? The cutoff folds and I have lost every single all-in pot with a big pair today in this tournament. Let's not lose this one, as he has about $2,500 in his stack. It is worth more than one tournament buy-in that I've stacked off with today, so let's make one of those back. I snap it off and make the call. This player wants to run it twice, and I'm always happy to oblige to however many times you want to run it. Doesn't really change much, and let's go to 2 runouts. First runout comes a set. Wow, that's fun. And the second runout, I river the nut straight. Wow. That looks pretty good for pocket queens, and there it is. I show my hand, he mucks, and I win another big pot, back-to-back spots. Unfortunately, that's against the same player, but I'm just happy that I'm winning finally in this game. After getting my chips in order, I pick up queens once again. Unfortunately, not as lucky this time as there's no straddle, but I'm in the big blind, and there's a +2 open to $30. The cutoff makes the call for 30 and action folds to me. Another really great spot to 3-bet with a premium, and everyone's playing so deep, I decide to 3-bet to $170. The +2 player folds, which is interesting, and that allows the cutoff player to make the call, so I can't expect this player to have this strong of a hand calling twice pre-flop. We're off to a flop of King 10-7, 2 diamond, and a spade. With a king high flop with pocket queens out of position, I certainly could bet a lot of the time, but in game, I decided to check, and this player takes a long time before checking it back himself. So not expecting him to have too strong of a hand. We're off to a turn, which is the king of spades. 2 flush draws out there, a bunch of straight draws available as well, and certainly could bet. But I decided to check for a second time. Maybe he can bluff at this. I'm not sure what he's taking so long to make a decision about on the flop, but he snap checks it back, so definitely doesn't have a whole lot. We're going to a river, which comes the 9 of spades. The backdoor spade draw gets there, and I have to bet now for value. This was a very weirdly played hand to start off with, and even weirder, I actually elect to overbet the pot. I 2x the pot to $700, hoping to get called by a 10, 7, 9, and he does call, and it's a snap call at that. Instantly calls. I show my pocket queens, and it's good. Wow. Pretty nice instance where the overbet worked after checking flop and turn. This was a pretty weird line, to be quite honest with you, but I'm happy that the last 3 hands of the session all worked out, and we're scooping chips my way. Would you ever believe me if I said that I might have crawled out of the hole entirely from playing cash after busting 4 freaking bullets of $1,600 stupid, silly tournament buy-ins? Close. I was close. Wow, that was ridiculous. Very quick cash session. I only played for 2.5 hours. I was in the game for 15,000, out of the game for a whopping $20,055 exactly. So yeah, that's just silly and ridiculous. So I only lost like 1,100 today. Am I right? No, 1,400 today, something like that, give or take. Not that bad, considering how bloody the tournament streets were. Pretty crazy comeback. Nice to eke out a win and win some pots. Happy of how I played in cash, and I don't know. Whenever tournaments go bad and I play cash, I feel good with how I played cash games, and that bomb pot was scary and crazy. But welcome to the roller coaster ride of a poker player trying to degen it out in Vegas and winging it as I go. But thank you so much for watching this video. Such a ridiculous start and finish, and if this isn't as entertaining as you'd like it to be, then I don't know what else you could ask for. Hit that like button, and if you're new to the channel, if you made it all the way to the end, please subscribe. It's always much appreciated and helps the channel grow, and it minimizes some of the losses if you all watch the video. So thank you so much for watching. This one was crazy. Another day in Vegas, another adventure. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.